Hello and welcome back to G-senjou no Maou. Yeah, I cooked this up and in any case, I had a little accident at the barber shop. My hair got cut a little bit too short. Well, absolutely too short. Yeah, the story behind this is normally I let it machine cut with 9mm, and for some reason I said 3mm because I was sleepy at the time and totally mixed up numbers in my head. So my hair's a little bit short. It could look a little bit weird, and I don't like it how it is right now. So hopefully this doesn't turn anyone off. In any case, oh god, it's so annoying. Look at that. There's almost no hair left. In any case, let's continue. It's way too warm. Summer seems to be in full effect where I live right now, and it's warm. It's hard to do anything in this heat, man. So yeah, but I want to do something, so I do this now and we continue. My nose feels a little bit stuffy for some reason. Supposedly Tokita was spotted around here. Time continued to march on deeper into the night as Yusami and I continued our search along Central Boulevard.
先ほどちらりと聞こえましたが、ユキの他にもう一人いたとか。
I thought I heard someone say that Yuki was with another person earlier. Is that right? Yeah, probably Hashimoto.
ということは、水葉は解放されたんでしょうか?
Does that mean Mizuha's been released? No, wait. They said it was a girl.
つまり?
Meaning? Meaning it was probably Shiratori, I guess. They must have run off together. Yusami sighed.
おそらくユキはもう一度理事長を脅迫する気でしょう。
Yuki must want to threaten the director again. It's quite possible. She never did manage to get the money earlier.
自分は理事長のお宅にお伺いするとします。ユキから電話が入るでしょうから。
I'll head for the director's house. Yuki will probably call him there. Alright, I'll keep looking for Tokita. We parted ways. Panting, Yuki and Mizuha fled through the black darkness of the wharf.
まったく、京介くんは怖いわね。
Christ, Kyosuke-kun is a scary kid. After that, the pursuers showed up. One of them called out to Yuki. He even managed to grab her arm before she shook him away and took off. She took 2 different taxis in an attempt to shake them, but it was to no avail. Taxis stop at red lights, but Yakuza don't follow the rules of the road. They follow their target to the ends of the earth.
姉さん、どうするの?
What should we do, Nei-san? A nearly inhuman cacophony of angry snarls rushed in from the distance. A cacophony of angry snarls? That's a weird word. It was only a matter of time before they were found.
私に考えがあるわ。だからここまで逃げてきたの。
I have an idea. That's why I brought you here. Yuki pulled Mizuha by the hand and headed for a nearby warehouse. The heavy steel door was locked. However, Yuki had met with Maou once inside this warehouse. The entrance had a keypad, and Yuki had memorized the password Maou inputted. The warehouse's interior was dark and musty. Yuki pulled shut and locked the door before turning to face Mizuha.
こんなところで何をしようっていうの?
What sort of idea involves a place like this? Mizuha's doubt was natural. Even in the face of Mizuha's anxiety, though, Yuki untied a rope that bound a stack of crates.
協力してくれるんでしょ、水葉。
You said you'd help me out, right, Mizuha? Mizuha's eyes gorged in fear.
これは芝居よ、水葉。
It's only an act, Mizuha. Yuki pulled her dumbfounded sister toward her and tied Mizuha's arms behind her back. Oh no. Mizuha's resistance to being bound amounted to no more than a quiet moan. Oh my.
いい顔ね。そのままでいて。写真を撮るから。
Oh my. Okay. That's a nice face. Hold that pose for a second. Let me take a picture. Yuki pointed her cell phone's camera at her tied-up sister and pressed the button.
姉さん、説明して。
Explain yourself, Nissan. Nissan, I mean, not Nissan. Nissan is the brother. Nissan is the sister. Yuki almost wanted to say, think for yourself. Shouldn't Mizuha know exactly what's about to go down by now?
あなたを人質に、理事長に死んでもらうの。
I'm taking you hostage in order to kill the director. Yuki flatly declared her intention to kill Mizuha's own father.
私には覚悟が足りなかったのよ。たった500万くらいで許してあげようだなんて甘かった。だから春に見破られたんだわ。
I lacked determination before. I was too soft, forgiving him for only 5 million yen. That's why Haru saw through me. The ecstasy and the madness in Yuki's face reflected in her sister's eyes.
姉さん、本気？
Nissan, are you serious?
あなたの父親が私と母さんを家から追い出したとき、なんて言ったか知ってる？
Did you know?
知らないわよね。
Did you know your father drove my mother and me out of the house? You didn't, did you? Go die in the cold. Yuki remembered it clearly. In the cold under the falling snow, they had been thrown out with no more than the clothes on their backs. Mizuha may be trembling in fear now, but her pain is nothing compared to the freezing air and the uncertainty of that day.
やめよう、姉さん。そんなことしたら、姉さんだって。
Stop, Nissan. If you do this, you'll...
少しは私の役に立ってよ、水葉。
Try to be a little useful, Mizuha. Yuki's stifled voice held plenty enough force to silence Mizuha.
姉妹でしょ？
We are sisters, aren't we? They weren't very similar sisters. Their outward appearances were barely alike, but their personalities were completely opposite. Mizuha's face was puffy and round, proof of her comfortable upbringing. She had a mushy way of putting her foot in her mouth every time she talked to the boy she liked. Her commonness finally grinded on Yuki's nerves. She gazed at Mizuha's neck. Her younger sister had kept Yuki's ancient memento dearly these long years.
私、寒かったのよ。そのマフラーすら返してほしいって思うくらいに。
It was cold. Easily cold enough to make me want that scarf back. Mizuha was speechless. When she realized that her sister's eyes bore no hesitation, there was nothing more to say.
さて、
Now, Yuki transmitted the photograph she had just taken. Let the second round begin, Haru. Oh God, no. What is that? A winter wonderland waiting just beyond an oak and beach-lined promenade. This hill in the eastern district of Tomanbetsu City was Mizuha and Yuki's favorite spot to play.
お姉ちゃん、この子になんて名前つける？
What do you wanna name it, One-chan? They had spent 2 hours making a child-sized snowman.
みずはが名前つけなさいよ。あなたがほとんど作ったんだから。
You name it, Mizuha. You did the most work.
お姉ちゃんにつけてほしいの。
I want you to name it. Mizuha always copped a bratty attitude around her parents, but today, with Yuki, she wore a carefree smile.
じゃあ、
Then, Yuki began with crossed arms.
ゆき太郎は？
How does Yukitaru sound?
ゆき太郎か。
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, Yukitaru, it's so cute.
やっぱり違うのがいい。
Nah, we can do better than that.
何にするの？
Like what?
みずはの好きな男の子の名前にしたい。
Let's name it after the boy you like.
そんなのやだよ。恥ずかしいよ。
Don't do that, it would be embarrassing. The cold, fluffy snow piled up on the sisters' shoulders. Snowflakes landed on the tips of their toes, gradually melting into the warmth of their shoes. Perhaps not unlike the endlessly dancing white weather, Mizuha's laughter refused to subside. This was an old, happy memory. They had played with all their hearts until nightfall. They didn't want to go home. They didn't want to leave the sense of unity for their typically divided family. What awaited them was a strange household with 2 mothers. Yuki never bothered to consider how her parents and Mizuha's had come to live together until much later. Nevertheless, it seemed Yuki's mother was important to the Shidatori household. Even in her earliest memories, Yuki remembers her mother doling out orders as her father's personal assistant.
みずはね、お姉ちゃんと結婚するんだ。
Hey, guess what? I'm gonna marry you! One-chan? God damn it, someone's on the floor. Her sister's sweet voice made its way to Yuki's ears. It was an unforgettably serene sensation.
法律でね、姉妹は結婚できないんだって。でも、みずはとお姉ちゃんは違くて、とにかく結婚できるんだよ。
Sisters aren't supposed to get married, but me and you are different. Yep, that means we can get married. I don't think that works. You are still half sisters, aren't you?
そうね。私が男だったらよかったわね。
Oh god, that was Mizuha. God damn it, I did the wrong voice. I wanted the voice I just did for her. Too bad I'm not a boy, Mizuha. She was an adorable little sister. The snowflakes caught in her eyelashes glittered like teardrops, framing her innocent smile.
お姉ちゃん、みずはのこと好き？
Do you love me, One-chan?
ええ、もちろん。
Of course I do.
みずはも大好き。
I love you too. Mizuha shuffled her feet about, then gathered up the displaced snow in her hands.
どうしたの？
What are you doing? Mizuha smiled mischievously as she pecked a tiny snowball.
ちょっと、
まさか私にぶつけようっていうの？
Hey, wait! You aren't going to throw that at me, are you?
そんなことしないよ。これは、ゆき太郎のご飯だよ。
Aw, come on, of course not. This is Yukitaro's dinner.
ご飯って。
His dinner? Mizuha was a sweet little girl. The diligent preparation of a snowman's meal was no less than dazzling to her cool, mature older sister.
ねえねえ、おむすびの中に何入れたらいい？やっぱり梅干しかな。
Oh, what should we put in the rice balls? Apricots?
梅干しなんてないでしょ。
We don't have any apricots.
じゃあ、何入れる？
Then, what are we gonna put in them?
言葉を込めてあげなさい。
Words.
言葉？
Words?
そう。言葉はとっても強いの。
Yeah, words are strong.
強いの？
They are strong?
剣は剣よりも強しっていうくらいだから絶対よ。千の銃剣よりも3つの敵意ある新聞の方が怖いとも言うし。
Well, if the pen is mightier than the sword, then I'd say they must be. Oh yeah, and 3 hostile newspapers are scarier than 1,000 bayonets.
お姉ちゃんは物知りだからな。
You are so smart, Oni-chan. Mizuha's tiny head nodded over and over. Yuki dearly loved her little puppy of a sister.
梅干しを入れてもしばらくしたらなくなっちゃうでしょ。
Even if we put apricots in his rice balls, his food will still just disappear, right?
うん。梅干しも死んじゃう。
Yeah, the apricots would die too.
でも言葉は決してなくならないわ。私たちが覚えている限り。
But words never disappear. They can't die as long as we remember them.
おお、そっか。
Oh, I get it.
たとえゆき太郎がかけちゃっても私たちが残した言葉は永遠になくならないでしょ。
Even if Yukitaro melts, the words we left will never disappear.
なるほど。言葉ってとっても強いんだね。
Wow, words really are strong.
みずはも何かあったらまず話すのよ。どれだけ怖い人でも話せば分かってくれるから。
Remember, Mizuha, if anything happens, speak up. No matter how scary someone is, you can always make them understand with words. Oh, that's the perfect line for the transition.
パパとママも？
Papa and Mama too? Yuki smirked at that. Yuki was still young and innocent. She had yet to understand the critical role of violence following in the shadows of words.
もちろんよ。さあ、ゆき太郎にご飯をあげましょう。
Of course. Alright, let's give Yukitaro his dinner.
もう言葉は決まってるんだ。
Yeah, I've already figured out the words.
何？教えて。
Already? What are they? Her little sister cheerfully answered.
みずははいつでも姉さんの味方だよって。
Mizuha will stick with Nesan no matter what. Yuki couldn't help but crack a smile.
ちょっとちょっと。そんな言葉を雪だるまに食べさせないでよ。
Hey, wait! Don't make the snowman eat those words! The laughter diffused into the winter sky. The sun gradually sank behind the horizon, dimming the earth, but the sisters' radiance was not so easily wrested. Not the slightest hint of their coming parting was present in those dazzling winter days. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. The man who had been chasing Tokita reported in, and she had apparently last been seen with Shidatori near the docks in the western district. The sounds of the night and the waves crashing against the wharf were interrupted by the ringing of my cell phone.
浅井さん、今どちらです？
It's me, Azai-san. Where are you right now? At the harbor.
なるほど。ユキはおそらくどこかの倉庫の中にいます。
I see. Yuki is likely hiding in some warehouse. Why do you think that?
つい先ほど、私の携帯に画像付きでメールが届きました。
She sent me a cell phone picture just a moment ago. What was the picture?
水葉です。手を後ろに縛られていました。
It was Mizuha. Her arms were tied behind her back. Now even her sister's gone and taken her hostage? Well, was there a caption or anything?
理事長を連れて、今浅井さんがいる倉庫付近まで来いと。
Oh. Bring the director to the warehouse near Azai-san. And what if we don't?
お分かりでしょう。
Do you really need to ask? She'll kill Shiratori.
とにかく急いでそちらに伺います。理事長も写真を見て承知してくださいました。
Anyway, I'll be there ASAP. I showed the director the picture, and he said he'll come too. Alright, in the meantime, we'll look for the warehouse Tokita's in and get a perimeter set up. What is Tokita planning? She's not really going to kill Shiratori, is she? Is she doing all this just to get back at the director? Ugh.
いっぱい集まってきたみたいね。
He's brought quite the squad. Dozens of washing footsteps beat at the ground outside the warehouse. Light leaked out from the inside, so it was likely quite easy to locate Yuki and Mizuha amongst the port's many storage buildings. A few short moments later, men were already kicking at the door and shouting. The warehouse's iron door held fast and strong. They were nothing but a gang of hoodlums. Unlike the police, they didn't have the tools necessary to force their way inside.
姉さん、どうするの？
What will you do now, Nissan?
何？
What?
もう逃げられないわよ。
You won't be able to run away anymore?
そうかしらね。
We'll see about that, she said as she shrugged her shoulders rebelliously.
逃げ切ってみせるわよ。
I'll get away. Just watch.
どうやって？
Oh,
正面から堂々とよ。
through the front door.
そんなことが。
You won't.
できるのよ。言葉は力だって教えたでしょ。
I will make it. I told you once about the power of words, didn't I? Mizuha bit her lip after realizing her sister's intentions. Yuki idly looked down at her as she considered her options for the coming negotiation. It would be simple. Her opponents were a gaggle of amateurs. The director would be too worried about his precious reputation to call the police. Even considering Haru's war logic, Yuki still had her nemesis bested soundly when it came to persuasive skills. The only problem would be her final bastion of innocence. Once Yuki commits a crime herself, she has turned down a dark path from which there is no return. Her father's golden record would be forever tarnished if his daughter became a criminal. It is for this reason that Yuki apologized to her father, Tokita Akihiro, in her heart. She desperately wished she could have at least said a word of parting to him, but the march of time would permit no such thing.
姉さんお願い。考え直して。
Please, Nei-san, reconsider, won't you? Mizuha spoke directly to the hesitation in Yuki's heart. However, her pleading, sycophantic expression only reminded Yuki of her filthy biological father, and the hatred within her burned away. What barriers held her resolve in check?
サイは投げられたのよ、水葉。
The die is cast, Mizuha. I don't know what she means, but there's something I have to check. Sorry for the little interruption that is coming to you. Wait, what? Something's broken right now. That's bad. How the... Ah, there we go. Thought I broke something. Okay, we can continue now. Sorry, I'm sorry for the interruption. In any case, around an hour later, Yusami showed up with the director in tow. Or tow, I think tow is the right word. The sea breeze swept up her long hair and tousled it above. That one there, Yusami. See the faint light coming from the window?
間違いなさそうですな。どうやって入ったんでしょうか。
Good work. That's got to be the one. How are we going to get in? Yusami's question was right on the mark, but I didn't have an answer yet.
一体今度は何だっていうのかね。
What's going on this time? The director flared up at me despite his exhausted appearance.
真犯人はユキだって？あの娘の母親はうちの会社の金を横領したんだぞ。本来なら警察に突き出してやるところを追放するだけで許してやったんだ。
Was Yuki really behind everything? The girl's mother embezzled money from my company, you know? I should have handed her into the police, but no. I had to go and let her off after kicking her out of my house. She should be thanking me, not holding some grudge, he says with a sigh.
まったく、犯罪者の娘も犯罪者か。
Wait, what? Oh, that's why the mother got... that's why he kicked out the two. It was not... Oh! Wait, was this already established? I think this is the first time we hear about it. Criminal parrot, criminal kid, I guess. The director was lucky we have such a strong wind this morning. The eyes peeking at him from behind Yusami's long windswept bangs bore all the horror of Azai Gonsu's. I interrupted his whining. That's great, director. You didn't even get the police involved when you were the victim of the embezzlement. That probably means you'll want to keep this little case under wraps too, right?
ああ、君だってそうだろ?
Yeah, how about you? Oh, I couldn't agree more. If we keep the events of this awful night a secret, even Tokita might have a future. Not that Tokita's future is of any importance to me. It'd just be a waste of an able mind. I mean, if I build my connections with her now, she'll be of use to me in the future.
ユキに連絡します。
I'll try calling Yuki. Yeah. Oh, use that device you used before so I can hear too. Yusami quickly took out her phone and began to fit it with the widget. The phone rang.
遅かったわね、ハル。
You are late, Haru.
ユキ、そこにいるんだな。
Have we got the right place, Yuki?
ええ。今度こそちゃんと倉庫の中にいるわ。小細工はなしよ、ハル。
Yes.
理事長は連れてきたんでしょうね。
Yes, I'm right here in the warehouse. No tricks this time, Haru. You brought the director, right? The man himself spoke up in response.
おい、ユキ。貴様、一体自分が誰を相手にしているのか分かっているんだろうな。
Hey, Yuki! Do you realize who you're screwing around with here?
愛人がいないと何もできない解消なしの男でしょ。
A worthless son of a bitch who can't do anything without his mistress?
なんだと？
What? Yuki imagined his wet face, flushed with anger. As she provoked him, she listened to the ambient sound in the background. The roaring sound of the sea breeze announced that he was indeed outside the warehouse.
ユキ、望みは何だ？
What do you want, Yuki?
ハル、立てこもり犯にいきなり要求を聞いてはいけないわ。
Haru, oh Haru. Hostage crises require a bit of tactful foreplay.
まずは仲良くなってからって言いたいのか。
You mean we need to build trust before I can ask for your demands?
そう。今の私はあなたの知らない人なのよ。
That's right. At the moment, I'm a stranger to you.
バカを言うな。ユキはユキだろう。水葉もきっと悲しんでる。私もそうだ。未だに信じられない。
Don't be ridiculous. You were my friend. I'm just as heartbroken as Mizuha must be about all this. I still can't believe it. Yuki laughs at Haru's emotional voice. If she doesn't, the guilt will tear her apart.
まるでコントね、ハル。お前たちは完全に包囲されてる。ほら、田舎のお母さんも泣いているぞ。え？
You sound like a bad soap opera, Haru. We've got you surrounded. Now look, your mother's crying.
ユキ！少し黙ってよ、ハル。あまり感情をぶつけてくると、犯人が興奮して取り返しのつかないことになるわよ。
Pipe down a little, Haru. If you are too emotional, you might agitate the criminal enough to make them do something that can't be undone. She looks at her bound sister with an icy glare. Oh, what a bitch.
私の要求を言うわ、ハル。
I'll tell you my demands, Haru, Yuki suddenly says.
今から1時間以内に車を1台用意すること。
Prepare a car within the hour.
それだけじゃないんだろう。
That's not all, is it?
さすがにわかる？
Oh, how do you know?
逃げるだけならわざわざ理事長を呼んだりしない。
If you were just trying to get away, you wouldn't have gone through the You wouldn't have gone to the trouble of calling out the director.
話が早くて助かるわ。
I'm glad you understand. That should expedite things.
理事長を車に乗せてどこに行こうって言うんだ。
Where are you planning on taking the director in the car?
さあ、少なくとも理事長にとって楽しいドライブではなさそうね。
Who knows? But I can tell you, it won't be a very leisurely Sunday drive for him. Yuki could hear Haru's breathing stop over the phone.
わかった？質問はない？これから先、車が届くまで一切の交渉は打ち切るわ。
You got it? No more questions? Now, until the car gets here, we are suspending our negotiations. Negotiators try to do what they can to get a reaction out of the criminal. After all, if the criminal is completely unresponsive, negotiations wouldn't have much of a leg to stand on. Yuki knows that and plans to avoid all unnecessary contact with Haru.
待ってユキ、要求を飲まなかったらどうするつもりだ？
Wait, Yuki, what do you plan to do if we don't accept your conditions?
あら、何のための人質だと思ってるの？水葉は置物じゃないのよ。
What do you think the hostage is for? Mizuha isn't an ornament.
嘘はよすんだ。 そんな真似はできない。
Don't lie to me. You wouldn't lay a finger on her.
何よ、勝手に決めつけてるのよ、ハル。
You might be surprised, Haru. Yuki feigned composure, but the anger inside her was erupting into a mighty tempest.
あなたが私の何を知っているっていうの？逆に聞くけど、ハルだって私に魔王のことは教えなかったじゃない？
Okay, wait. What exactly do you think you know about me? Why don't you take a look in the mirror? If you could keep Maou for me all this time, there's no telling what I might do.
いい？誰にだって深い闇があるのよ。親にも友達にも相談できないようなストレスを抱えているの。あなただってそうでしょ？だから友達だからとかそういう甘ったるい考えはやめてもらえる？
You get me? There's darkness in every heart. There are secrets that become game changers. You can never truly know what someone might suddenly do. What's that mirror looking like, Haru? You still think that we are friends? Attitude will do you any good? God, I fucked the pronunciation up. You still think that we are friends attitude will do you any good? Following that final provocation, Haru's voice changed entirely.
魔王のことは教えなかった。だと。
If I could keep Maou from you, you say? Yuki had finally let slip her connection to Maou. It wasn't important though. Haru's connection to him, her absorbed bloodlust, had been a case in Yuki's point. It was likely her deepest darkness, one of those secrets known only to herself.
私は魔王を知っているわ。ええ。宿は借りたことすらある仲よ。彼は歪んでいるけれど信念を持った男だわ。あなたと同じようにね。
Wait, what? Let me read this first. I know the Maou. Hell, we shared a hotel room once. He's crooked, but he's a man of principle. Kinda like you. Question. If you shared a hotel room, then you should know his face by now. Or did he wear a mask at all in every time? And you can't really tell that Kyosuke is Maou? Or does he look totally different as Maou? Or in the end Maou maybe is a totally different person? I don't know, that confuses me. What's the answer to that? Makes no sense. Or it's just to provoke her even more by saying something like that. I don't know. The gauntlet had been thrown.
わかったよ、ユキ。
Very well, Yuki. Haru said as her tension noticeably doubled.
お前が魔王と関わっているのであれば、そして魔王を肯定するのであれば、私も容赦はしない。
If you choose to identify yourself as both an agent and supporter of Maou, then I won't go easy on you.
怖いわね。
Oh, how terrifying. Despite her sarcasm, Yuki's smile twitched.
とにかく1時間以内よ。遅れたら勇者の大切な仲間が傷つくことになるから急いでね。
At any rate, you have 1 hour. If you're late, one of the hero's precious comrades will be left in pieces. So hurry up, would you?
いいだろう。
Sure. Haru punctuated her response by hanging up on Yuki.
姉さん。
The younger sister was uneasy. Understandably. Nevertheless, she merely looked up at Yuki as if she were worried for her sake. Haru had allowed her anger to show through her poker face. A display of tension during a negotiation can excite the criminal,
自分の心配はしたら、水葉。今の私の話を聞いていたでしょ。私があなたを傷つけないだなんて、甘ったるく決めつけないで。
You should be worried for your own sake, Mizuha. You heard what I just said. Don't be so naive as to think I won't hurt you. Fear consumed Mizuha's eyes, and Yuki was satisfied. That woman has got to be kidding. I tried to snap Yuzami out of her trance. She's been in since the call ended.
昔ユキはお母さんと二人でひっそり暮らしていた時のことを面白おかしく話してくれました。
Yuki used to reminisce fondly about the days she spent with her mother.
頼れる親戚もなく、北陸の小村にある町工場で住み込みで働いていたそうです。お金がなくて着るものにも困るありさまでしたが、いつでもお母さんが助けてくれました。
They had no relatives to rely on, and they lived in a small factory in Hokuriku. Her mother worked there. They had no money and practically no clothes, but her mother always did everything she could for her. Sounds familiar somehow.
ある時、村にダムを誘致するしないで、村中が賛成派と反対派に分かれ、揉めたことがありました。ユキのお母さんは建設会社に勤めていた経験から、工事の必要性を感じ、賛成派に回ったそうです。
One day, the village they were living in became divided on an issue. Some people were in support of building a dam in the town, and some people were rabidly against it. Yuki's mother, through her experience at construction company, knew what good things a dam could bring to the village, so she supported it.
しかし、結果的にダムの建設は中止になりました。すると、賛成に票を投じていた人たちはどうなったと思います？
In the end, the construction project was halted. What do you think happened to the supporters after that? Alright, I get it already. I'm no good with these kinds of stories. I shook my head, not wanting to hear more. I had a similar experience. Family standing is important in a small village. Tokito and her mother were ostracized, right?
ええ。ユキたち親子の住む家も火事で
Yes.
全焼したそうですよ。
Yes, their home was burned down. How fucked up is that? Just because you believe in something different, you get so ostracized? That's so messed up. What is that for a social community? For speaking out your opinion? I mean, it's like the internet, only in real life and more scary. Oh, God. Oh, that's just... Oh, and the bad thing about this is actually a thing in the real world as far as I know. Oh. It's so warm and I get so tired and I don't know why. And I'm tired the whole day. I'm tired like this the whole day, even though I sleep very well every day. So... ugh. No, come on. That's just way too far out there.
いいえ、ユキは放火だと言っていました。
No, Yuki insisted it was arson. Not that any legal ramifications could have addressed the root of the problem. Still, if what the director said was true, she had it coming to her. Everything was fine until she embezzled money from his company, right?
ユキの話では横領の事実はなかったそうです。それについてはとても信憑性のある話を聞きました。
Yuki said the embezzlement was a complete fabrication. She told me about the situation, and her story seemed credible. You can't say for certain that she wasn't lying to you, or that she had her facts straight in the first place.
それでもユキに非はありません。
In any case, it wasn't Yuki's fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it was, Yusami. Good people have bad luck too. There's no point in holding grudges so long for every little thing. What are we arguing about? Let's just try to stick to the problem at hand.
はい
Yeah. We closed in on each other and talked in whispers. What do we know? Tokita demanded a car. She plans on taking the director hostage and running away somewhere. Her ultimate objective is likely to kill him.
まさしくその通りですね
I agree so far. Then what's our best course of action? Prepare cars demanded?
ひとまずは
Yeah, for now. Yusumi thought silently for a moment. Alright, I'll get on it. It shouldn't take anywhere near an hour. I arranged for the car to get here immediately. Hey, Mizuha. Yuki broke the silence as she twirled her hair in boredom.
結局京介くんにはあのことは伝えられたの
Did you ever gather the courage to tell Kyosuke-kun how you felt?
今そんなことはどうだっていいじゃない。
Does it really matter right now?
今が最後のチャンスになるかもしれないっていうのに
Well, you might not get another chance, you know. Mizuha stared straight into Yuki. It was an unshakably resolute stare, one that defied the gravity of her situation.
そのマフラー暖かい
Is that scarf warm? Mizuha nodded.
いつあげたのか覚えてる
Do you remember the day I gave it to you?
私が風邪をひいた時
It caught a cold.
嬉しかった
Did the gift make you happy? Yeah. Mizuha's idle stare transformed into a blissful expression. Her eyes narrowed as she reminisced on days gone by. God damn it. She was weak to old times. Yuki suddenly posed a question to her sister, snapping her out of her trance.
どうして頼りの一つもくれなかったの
Why didn't you try to contact me?
それはだからどこに住んでるのかも知らなかったから
I told you. I didn't know where you lived.
探してくれてもよかったじゃない
Couldn't you have tracked me down?
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry. Come on, she's just a little kid. Well, maybe not a little. No, she's not a kid. She's an adult, but still, she wouldn't have the money nor resources, and she wouldn't have had a lead or anything.
私の母さんが肺炎で倒れた時マフラーのことを思い出したわ
I remembered that scarf when my mother's pneumonia took a turn for the worst. Mizuha interrupted her with a sob.
私にあげなければよかった
And you regretted giving it to me? Yuki sneered at Mizuha as tears filled her eyes.
だってあなたは私を探さないで父親のもとでぬくぬくしていたんでしょ
What do you expect? Instead of getting up off your ass long enough to find me, you just kept living the good life here with your father.
そんなつもりは
That's not...
今回だってそうじゃない水葉は私の誘いを断ったあなたさえ協力してくれればもっと楽に理事長を脅迫できたのよつまりあなたは私より父親を選んだってこと
And things never change, do they? You declined my invitation into the last plot. If you had just cooperated with me, the whole operation would have gone over smoothly. The director wouldn't have stood a chance. In the end, you chose him over me.
姉さん、もうやめてよ。こんなの姉さんらしくないよ。
Stop, Nei-san. This isn't like you.
水葉こそ情に訴えるのはやめてよ。私はもうあなたと雪だるまを作ってた頃の私じゃないのよ。
No, you stop. Stop trying to appeal to my emotions. I'm no longer the little girl who made snowman with you. Mizuha looked down and desperately continued.
そんなに父さんが憎いの？
Do you hate Dad that much?
当たり前でしょ。
Of course I do, Yuki said as her eyes snapped open.
一時の感情に身を任せて復讐しているわけじゃないの。あいつに対する恨みと憎しみは時が経つにつれて消えるどころかどんどん強くなっていったわ。
This revenge is premeditated, not some pathetic act of passion. The hate and resentment I bear for that man doesn't fade away. It simmers, distills itself, and grows stronger and stronger.
でも姉さんたちが家を出て行ったのは理由が。
But there was a reason you had to leave the house.
横領の話？私の母さんがそんなことするはずないでしょ。それはあなたの父親の内部工作よ。平たく言えば愛人に手切れを言い渡したかっただけ。証拠を見せましょうか？私はちゃんと調べたのよ。
What? That farce of an embezzlement? My mother would have never done something like that. That was a setup your father concocted. He was desperate to cut all ties with his mistress. Do you want to see proof? I have plenty. Maou had helped her investigate the circumstances surrounding her exile about 1 year ago. Come to think of it, it was likely at that moment, the moment she sold herself to the devil, that the wheels of her revenge had begun to spin.
家を追い出された当時、母さんが病気がちだったのは覚えてる？
Did you know my mother was ill when your father threw us out of the house? Mizuha didn't respond. She was likely too young to remember those days, but Yuki would never forget. She would never forget the blood on her mother's lips and hands as she coughed out her lungs, or the smiling face she used to tell Yuki that everything was fine. How could that man throw a woman in that condition out into the cold? Oh God, what a huge dick! Even it was only money, man. I mean, not to say that he deserved to die, but for that alone he deserved to die, more or less. That's just something you don't do to people just because of money and at the same time. And I know the betrayal is there, but it's not worth throwing someone out with an innocent kid just because you were all uppity because of something shitty like that. It's just so infuriating when people are so heartless. I don't know. I really don't know. Just
そりゃあ分かってるわよ。愛人だもの。いつかは切られる運命にあったんでしょうね。でも不倫にも筋ってものがあるでしょう。何も路頭に迷わせなくてもいいじゃない？
Yeah, I realized she was nothing but a mistress. I realized that. She was bound to be done away with at some point. But cruelty has its limits. Did you really have to throw her out onto the street? Yuki knew complaining to Mizuha about her mother's pain and humiliation wouldn't do any good, but she couldn't help herself.
あいつが母さんを殺したも同然なの。それは分かってよ、水葉。
Know this, Mizuha. Mother's blood is on your father's hands.
何もこんなことしなくても。
It doesn't mean you have to go this far. Yuki gave up. Mizuha may be her sister, but she is still an outsider. There's no way she could understand. Even Yuki couldn't muster the empathy to consider other people's problems to be her own. Once upon a time, each of those countless convicts had told her a life story, but she had listened as an unconcerned bystander. Yuki decided to respond leniently.
復讐が問題の解決にならないことは知っているわ。でもね、救いにはなるのよ。復讐こそが唯一の救いだと思い込んでしまったら、もう後には引けないわ。
I know revenge won't bring my mother back from the dead, but it might bring me back from the brink of hell. Once you start thinking of revenge as the only form of salvation, you are past the point of no return. Huh, that's an interesting thought. But I don't get the line with, it might bring me back from the brink of hell. No, that will get you straight into hell. Or do you mean it more figuratively in the means of hell on earth or something? As if to punctuate the end of her thought, the phone rang. Yuki quickly drew in a breath and exhaled before answering.
早かったわね、春。
That was fast, Haru.
望み通り車は用意した。
We have the car you asked for.
上出来ね。すぐ出られるようにエンジンはかけっぱなしにしておいてちょうだい。
Well done. Leave the engine running, would you? I want to be able to take off as quickly as possible. Oh god, sorry. I tried to hold it in. I want to be able to take off as quickly as possible.
本当に逃げられると思っているのか。
Do you honestly believe you'll be able to get away?
カーチェイスをするつもりはないわよ。絶対に追ってこないでね。追っ手の影でも見えれば、その場で海にでも突っ込むわよ。
Oh, trust me, Haru. I have no intention of being on the leading edge of a car chase, so don't try it. If I see a single pursuer, they'll be fishing our car from the ocean with a crane tomorrow morning.
正気じゃないな。
You are insane!
正気でこんなことができると思う？
Do you think a sane person could do any of this?
たとえ私たちを振り切ったとしてもだ。警察が雪を追うぞ。
Even if you manage to shake us, you won't be able to shake the police.
でしょうね。今度こそ警察を頼らない理由がないもの。
Oh, I imagine I won't. After all, there's nothing keeping you from running to the boys in blue this time.
一生逃げるつもりか。今日捕まるか、明日捕まるかって怯えながら毎日暮らすのか。
Do you plan on living on the run for the rest of your life? Waking up scared every morning, wondering if today will be the day they finally drag you in?
あらあら、容赦はしないとか言っておきながら、まだ説得しようって言うの？甘いんじゃないの？
What's this? After making all that fuss and saying you won't go easy on me, you're still trying to persuade me? Don't you think that's a little too soft for you, Haru? Haru had apparently ignored Yuki's provocation as she countered with a deadly blow.
ユキを追うのはユキのお父さんだぞ。
Your father's going to be the one chasing you, Yuki.
そんなはずないじゃない。
I highly doubt it, she answered coldly.
娘が罪を犯したら捜査から外されるわ。父さんもまた田舎に逆戻り。
Officers are automatically removed from any cases involving family members. Daddy will probably be sent back to the countryside.
よくわかってるじゃないか。もう一度言う。今ならまだことは公にはならない。まだやり直せる。今すぐそこから出てくるんだ。
You've thought about this, I see. Then let me emphasize this once more. If you give up now, this won't become public. You can go back home to your father. Now come out from there.
同行したとして魔王の仲間である私はどうなるの？あなたや京介君のお仲間さんたちに暴行されるんじゃないの？
Oh, please. You want me to surrender? Me, one of Mao's accomplices. Why? So you and Kyosuke can have me torn apart?
そんなことはない。
No. Haru's faltering voice betrayed her hesitance. But even if Haru had a change of heart, the Tsunoyama man outside would wring every last drop of blood from Yuki. They'd been chasing Maou for a good while now, too.
話はこれまでよ。次の要求を言うわ。
That's enough chit-chat for now. I'll tell you my next demand. Yuki glimpsed at Mizuha. The sister was already lost for words, dark with despair. Alright, and I am going to leave this episode here. I hope you enjoyed it as always, and I will hopefully see you then in the next one. Stay tuned.